Today I'm very excited because my guest is a writer, a comedian. You've seen him on the Tonight Show. He headlines clubs all across the country when he's not writing for your favorite TV shows. Ladies and gentlemen, check it out. It's my guy, Jourdain Fisher.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
Doing great.
Now I have to ask you because it took an hour to get here from the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
It was right off the queue. It's not a big deal.
Right.
But I was just on TikTok, and you know what I was just watching? Did you see that boat fight?
Oh, yeah. I actually
cool.
looked it up probably about an hour ago because I didn't know what was going on. I would see like little stills of it.
Yeah, I couldn't watch. So, if you don't know, in Alabama, in Montgomery, Alabama, which is probably one of it was like the head of the slave trade, pretty much.
Yeah.
There was very probably race relations, tensions, tight. So there was like a black security guard who was telling these people parking a pontoon boat that you can't park there. They parked there, and he like moved it, and they came and were like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Right.
Started fighting the guy. Then people on another boat saw what was happening.
Yeah.
And came to his defense, and the police were there, but on the side of the black guy, which is amazing.
Right. The first time in a long time that the police have been on our side.
Woo.
I didn't even see like the full ending like that. I saw the fight start, and then the security guard throws his hat up,
and that was like the calling card, right?
It was like, here we go.
Yeah, I loved it. It's like, as a white person, it's fun to kind of watch white people get beat up because like we deserve it. We've done enough stupid shit throughout the years, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, this family obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they were tripping.
Yeah, they were tripping. They were
not
great. But then the guy took a folding chair. Did you see that part?
No, I didn't see it get to the WWE part.
Oh yeah, there was like a plastic, not a metal one, but those like plastic folding chairs, and just like went full WWE on them. It was amazing.
Holy crap! No, I gotta find the director's cut of this because I only saw like the news version of it.
Oh, I think there's gonna be like there's gotta be a Vice documentary made on this. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I don't like when anyone gets beaten up, white or black.
Right.
I don't think violence is the answer, so don't try to quote me on that, but I'm just saying it's kind of validating.
Right, yeah. I mean, you start jumping on the security guard for doing his job, and you got problems. You got to call in the Avengers and take the care of all that.
That's right. Yeah. I love it. It was so good. So we are in Prospect Park area.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Flatbush.
Yeah, it's right there. Prospect Park's right there.
Cool. You're so close to the park.
Yeah. And
do you go here a lot?
Oh, I love this. Yeah, I go here all the time. Sometimes I'll rent one of these city bikes right here.
Yeah.
And just kind of ride through the park. I've been wanting to buy a bike. So I don't have to do
but
that.
why?
Yeah.
You got a city bike, right?
Yeah, but I don't have like the subscription to city bike. And city bikes are, they're communal and they sometimes work, sometimes don't. So it's like true. I want to get like a legit bike that I can, just do cardio on and take it around the loop.
So I was thinking when you were saying you were going to buy a bike, you were going to buy like an e-bike.
No,
because that's what I would do.
No. I mean, that would be nice, but I want to do it just more for just like exercise and relaxing. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I was doing a little bit of research. And you started comedy at the age of 17 to avoid a funeral, is that correct?
Well, my family owns a funeral business.
What?
Yeah, we own a funeral home.
Wow.
So, it was
it's like what's that movie with My Girl?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so we just my granddad owned the business and ran it with like my uncles and everything. And that was just never for me, really. So like I've, grown up around death, like all my life.
Wow.
So I kind of always knew it was like a concept of, or, a part of life.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I would like go to my family's funeral home and, with my granddad while he was working. And I'd sit in like the waiting area and there'd just be like, somebody for a viewing, like laid out in a casket. And, but you're seeing that at like 5 years old.
Yeah, wow.
Dead person right there.
Do you think that did something to you? Did it take like kind of like the sting off of dying or a little bit, or make it less terrifying?
I don't know if it did. I still, enjoy being very much alive.
Yeah, me too.
But it just kind of lets you know, like, oh, this is it.
Wow.
Eventually, some 55-year-old dude's gonna dress you when you're dead and put you in a box. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, part of my family does that, and my dad never did it either.
Okay, so was it a family business?
Yeah, so like
passed down?
Yeah, my granddad owned it and started it.
Okay.
And he did it with his brother, So my uncle, and then also my other uncle. So my granddad's son. That's only like 4 years older than me.
Wow.
My uncle, one of my uncles is only 4 years older
Dude,
than
that's
me.
wild. I love that.
Yeah. So he does it a lot now. So yeah. So it's still in the family.
Well, what's it called? Can we shout it out?
Just Fisher Funeral Home.
Fisher. Oh, that sounds good. It rolls 2 F's. Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Did anything ever like scare you when you see that? Like, yeah, maybe if you saw like someone your age in a casket or something.
I
Like,
never
did you ever
saw any of that. Thank God.
Oh, okay. Because that might be a little too much.
Yeah. I never saw anything,
little jarring.
anything like that. But you know, it's not like I was there every day. It's
okay.
It's just one of those things where it was just part of the family.
Wow.
And you know, I would just have to go hang out there sometimes when my granddad was watching me. You know, growing up.
Sure.
And you know, just have to hang out at the funeral home for a little bit while I was playing my Game Boy.
That's wild.
Dead body laying in the corner with gospel music playing in the background.
Dang.
You know?
I used to live in Harlem.
Yeah.
And I would walk by this church, and sometimes they would have funerals going on with an open casket.
Yeah.
And I would just be like on my way to the train, going to a spot.
Right.
I look to my left and see just like a dead body.
Yeah.
And that was always to me a little like, ugh, like.
Right. We'll go through here.
Especially when you're not expecting to see it.
Right.
It can be a little.
Yeah, it can be a little,
take you back
little jarring for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the park, man.
Wow. Do you know what this white building behind us was? It looks like a nice like pavilion at one point.
I don't know. It's just like a little hangout pavilion that people will post up in and either have like, sometimes you'll see them doing like small little shows.
Oh. Cool.
Or like barbecuing or whatever.
And if you've never been to Brooklyn, any venue, some weird Brooklyn artists will put a show on.
Yes.
Like anything is, no place is off the limits.
Yeah, I've seen like some kind of weird rehearsals going on in there or whatever. Seances, you know.
Oh, wow.
Get the crops harvested right, you know, in the back.
Last time I was in Prospect Park, was the crops harvested. Last time I was in this park, I was doing the half marathon, the Brooklyn half.
Oh, really?
Well, it started in Brooklyn, but then it ended in Manhattan. Yeah. I always have to tell people that.
I could never.
Because
I can't.
Like it's the farthest I've ever ran. I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
No.
Do you still run?
Yeah, I run every day, but I just like can't do. That was 13 miles. It's ridiculous.
It's like for what? What are we doing? Like I mean, marathons. Well, I commend people for doing them. Like I'm like, you guys are impressive.
Yeah.
To be able to do it.
Yeah.
That shit was created like thousands of years ago, and the dude died. Who did
right.
it?
Well, yeah.
He died at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
It should be a fable. Like, hey, don't do this anymore.
Isn't that he died, and then isn't that why it's as long as it is? Because he did.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's 26.2 miles. The original, like the full marathon. Right?
Yeah, full one.
Yeah, but like, the guy. What was he doing? Delivering a message. It was like an old Postmates worker.
Yeah, something like that.
It was like the original DoorDash.
I'm sure someone in the comments will let us know.
Yeah.
But that's wild.
Yeah.
I did it to raise money for prostate cancer.
There you go.
But so that was like a good reason. But I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
It was wild.
I mean, I'd be like, can't we just do the GoFundMe? I don't want to run. Here, just take the money.
Yeah.
Why we always gotta run for this?
I know. Yeah, exactly. GoFundMes are like the lazy way of doing it. Like, come on, man, you're not even gonna run for it, though.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do an Uber pool for charity.
There you go. So how did you start getting into comedy then? Because I've read that you like skipped a funeral or something.
No, I skipped working for the funeral business.
I see. Maybe that's
really what it was. I just didn't want to go into that.
Yeah, completely different.
Yeah, completely different trajectory of life.
And was your family supportive of that decision?
Yeah, but they were very shocked. The first time I said that I wanted to do it, that it was like very unexpected because I wasn't funny at home. Mm-hmm. Like I was pretty quiet, reserved, shy or whatever. But at school, I would be funny. Mm-hmm. I was never a class clown. I wasn't like that dick head kid that was just trying to like be,
wanted attention all the time.
Yeah, just like create interruptions or anything like that. Like if I said something, it would make the teacher laugh as well.
Oh, so you waited for like to be the golden opportunity.
Yeah. But I mean, my dad showed me like Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor when I was like 9.
Wow, that's a good age to be exposed to that, right? Could be a little.
Yeah, like we're talking like
Well, I guess you were exposed to dead bodies too very early
exactly.
on.
So it's like I had seen enough.
So what shocks you now?
I'd say like pretty much. I think stuff on Twitter and social media and everything like that, like just like the fight that we were talking about before.
Right.
Like I think stuff like that, where it's just so easy. The internet's so easy, where you can just witness somebody die, like in a video, and then scroll right past, and the next thing is like a jalapeno popper recipe.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how the fuck did we get from this to that? Like, and you just go on about your day where you're just sucking in.
You don't even like the video of the guy that died.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, wild instance after wild instance, and then, you know, padded with like dances and dogs and stuff like that.
Cooking recipes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I started when I was 17.
That's young, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty young. I mean, I was the only person doing
Were you even allowed in the clubs?
Yeah, so my mom would take me to the open mics.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she would drive me to the open mic. I didn't even have my driver's license at the time.
And she wait in the car, would she come in with you?
No, she would watch.
Oh,
she would
that's
come
awesome.
in with me. Yeah, she would watch. Like my first open mic, you know, because it was a bringer. So, you know, I didn't realize what a bringer was at the time. So I started at the Greensboro Comedy Zone. And, you know, you had to bring 5 people with you to get on stage. But for a high schooler, that's nothing.
Right.
You know, I was like, oh yeah, I got 5 friends I want to see me do stand-up, whatever.
Easy.
But also, that club was like pretty popular because the house MC there was popular. This guy named Chris Wiles. So people would come to see him on the weekends, but he would also host the mic on the Thursday, so they would come to see him. So we would have like a legit show for the open mic. It'd be like 150 people in there.
Wow.
So like
That's great.
My first time on stage was like a real show.
That's more people than come to like pro shows we do.
Honestly,
like, you know, like in Brooklyn or in Manhattan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, I went up there in front of like my mom and my English teacher and, you know, my friends and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, 17, and then we had to do, I was a rising senior in high school, so we had to do a senior project.
What does a rising senior mean?
Like, meaning I was going from junior year to senior year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we had to do a senior project that year, and the senior project had to be something kind of like career focused. You know, you have to make a trifold board and write a paper and come up with a product and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just do stand-up.
Yeah.
And that way the project can actually be fun.
Yeah, that's
and
smart.
I actually get to do stand-up as well. So did that and like made my first like tape, DVD back in the day. And yeah, I just kept going after that, because you know, you're 17, you don't know what the hell you want to do with your life. But after I went on stage, I was like, oh, this is it.
Oh, wow.
It was like kind of a moment of clarity.
I kind of knew early on as well.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first joke you ever told? Or like on stage?
Something about like, there's some 17-year-old stuff, like talking about morning wood and hard-ons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
that's good.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Not really.
All right.
No, it's been a long time, dude.
Do you have a tape of that first open mic you did?
I probably have it somewhere.
That'd be fun to watch, wouldn't it?
On my laptop, yeah, to have a nice dose of cringe for myself.
It's so cringy to watch, so you like clip a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I do too. Obviously, that's part of the game now.
Yeah.
But it is very cringy to go back and watching sets even from like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
You see things like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why does my voice sound so weird?
Yeah. Or like just, you know, you've made the joke better.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, why did I post
that? I have a better version of the same, you know.
Much better version of it now. So yeah, it's an ever-growing, you know, art form. So you always have to kind of adjust.
What is the ultimate comic challenge?
Oh, that was a local competition back in North Carolina, where I'm from. So basically, this local club ran a challenge for comics. Basically, it was just like a tournament style, same way they have like the March Madness and everything up here in New York. And it was like the first time I got $1,000 doing comedy.
$1,000?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The prize money was $1,000. So.
And you won it twice?
Yeah, back to back. And then the third year, I didn't want to do it the third year. And the club wanted me to do it, and I was like, all right, whatever. And I didn't win the third year, and I was like, all right, I gotta move.
Yeah, so then you moved to New York?
Let's go this way. Yeah.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, I graduated.
Did you go to school in the city?
No, I went to school in North Carolina. So I was doing comedy, you know, while in college, all that stuff. And I didn't move until I was 25, so probably like, 3 years after I graduated college.
Yeah, what did you go to school for?
Sports med.
Oh wow, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I got a degree in kinesiology, which I'll never use.
Well,
hopefully.
This is a cute little pond.
Yeah, it's a nice part.
It's very
There's
nice.
turtles always hanging out in there.
Yeah. See if we can get some of the turtles.
Yeah, there's big ones.
Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah, Donnie, Raph.
Dang.
Right.
That is pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Prospect Park.
Yeah, man.
You ever eat turtle stew? Turtle soup?
I've never had turtle soup. Maybe next time I go to like New Orleans or something, I'll try to get some. I feel like they have it there.
I don't think I would want to. I don't even want to know what turtle tastes like, to be honest.
Yeah. Have you had alligator?
No. I'm pretty unadventurous when it comes to eating.
Alligator's good.
I like. Is it really?
Yeah.
I like foods that like an 8-year-old likes.
Are you a chicken fingers and macaroni and cheese kind of guy?
Mac and cheese, yeah. I'm a bit of a vegetarian.
Okay, there you
go.
go.
But I like pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza's like my favorite. I could eat pizza every day.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I can do every day. I can do it. At least I can do it twice a week.
Yeah, like on the road's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to eat healthy too, and that's never works well on the road.
Yeah, that's hard. It's
Panera,
hard on the road.
salads, Chipotle.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
It's pretty tough on the road. Although.
So you moved to New York, and then did you move here with a job?
Yeah, so I used to work at this company called Fastenal, which is just like a industrial supply chain.
Oh,
so,
wow.
you know, hardware, fucking ladders and screws, nuts, bolts, all that.
Wow.
And I worked there like in the warehouse, just doing manual labor for years and years. And then at 24, I broke my leg going to a trampoline park. And
was this on your birthday?
This was on my birthday.
Heard about this.
Yeah, broke my leg at a trampoline park.
Where did you break your leg?
Like on my body?
Yeah, like on your femur? Like what part?
Yeah, tib fib, so tibia and fibula, and or tibia and fibula, and it came out.
Whoa!
Yeah, the bone came out.
Nah.
And so
dude,
now,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I've got like a rod and screws and plates and stuff all in there now.
Wow.
My bionic leg.
Wow.
And,
did you ever go back to a trampoline park?
Hell no. I make sure people don't go to them.
Yeah.
I stand on the rooftops of them like Batman and I swoop down and push children out of the way from going in there.
So your bone came out of your leg?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was like sticking right out. I could see it.
Oh my God. And then so the ambulance came, took you to the hospital, or do your friends drive you?
What no, the ambulance came, took me to the hospital, and had to.
Were you like, you don't drink, right? Or do you drink?
Not really.
No, so like no drugs were involved?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Just they're scary trampolines. Crazy.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I was still working at that job there, and I transferred to the HR department once I got like healed up, and then got a job transfer up to New York for the same company, just working in the store. And it was depressing, dude.
I bet.
Yeah, because I had been working there for however many years, like 7 or 8 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. And doing comedy the entire time, just trying to figure out like how do you transition from having a day job to just being a full-time comedian, like living out your dreams.
And everyone's path is different too, so there's not like one cut and dry answer to that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I ended up finally getting like a college agent.
Oh, good. Who are you with?
I was with this place called The College Agency.
Oh yeah,
and then,
I was with them too.
Yeah.
They kind of suck.
Yeah, exactly. And I was with them, and then they got me my first, getting college gig money. You're like, oh shit, like
it feels good.
Yeah, you're like real money.
Yeah.
So I got with them, and they got me some bookings or whatever, and I quit my job, but I quit like around February or March, and then the school semester ends.
Yeah.
And then you think to yourself, oh shit, that's right. There's no school in the summer.
There's no college work in the summer.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, now I don't have any income. So then I started walking dogs in the city for a little bit.
There you go. That's not bad.
Yeah. And then I got my first writing job, and that's when I was able to finally be like full time, like working.
Where was the writing job?
So it was for this show called 50 Central. It was
on BET.
Yeah, it was on BET. It was a sketch show hosted by 50 Cent that was very short-lived, but it gave me full financial stability.
That's amazing. And then were you part of the like SAG or WAG?
Yeah, WGA. I was part of the Writers
that's
Guild. That was like how I got into the Writers Guild and everything. Got health insurance.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was life-changing.
What are your thoughts? I have to ask you on the strike going on.
I mean, it's kind of necessary. They're not paying us, and they've already lost way more money than we were asking for to begin with.
Right.
But yeah, it's like you got to pay these writers, you got to pay these actors. You know, they work very hard, and these companies are only going to get, you know, the earnings and revenues that they get with us. Mm-hmm. You know, and you can try to depend on AI and all that bullshit as much as you want to, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. And then, you know, these people are making millions and billions of dollars off of this work that, you know, we make, and then we're not seeing the percentage that's fair to us in return. So
yeah.
it just needs to be done until, you know, they can come up with an agreement.
And when you see what the writers are asking for, it's a very small sliver of the company's earnings. They would not even have to change anything.
They wouldn't feel a single thing.
They wouldn't feel it.
They wouldn't feel a thing. But I don't think it's going to get resolved anytime soon. I mean, hopefully it gets resolved this year. But, you know, right now it's the summer, so these rich people are like, all right, we all have fun striking in the heat. We're going to go hang out on our yachts and all that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, they want to enjoy their summer too.
Yeah. Does AI scare you? And like not just in terms of writing, but just in general?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does. Now, like, I've tried it out, like for like certain little things. Say I'm like editing a clip or whatever. You know, anything can be used. You know, if you use it the right way.
Right.
But yeah, just overall what some of it can do, and like what people will use it for, or like, you know, use against somebody. I'm like, man, this is kind of terrifying. Like how well this works.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it to speak on it intelligently, but what I've seen, it does seem like it can, from what we've seen, they're probably only showing us a little bit of what they're capable of doing anyways.
Yeah, we have the public version of AI.
Right, yeah, we don't even know.
Who knows what they have?
Like, I wonder if you could just say, like, create a whole Family Guy episode and they just, like, create one. I don't know. Like, I don't know how easy it is to do anything like that. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Apparently, like, the paid version is, like, pretty incredible what it can do.
Like the chat
GPT and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, the paid version, you know,
Dang.
It can do some wild shit.
I don't even pay for YouTube. I have to watch ads.
Oh man, I use my friends. I just got kicked off Netflix.
Oh, why?
Well, because you know they started doing the password crackdown, so you have to be in the same household to do it. So mine finally came through.
Dang.
So I gotta get out here, get another writing gig, so I can.
That's right. Yeah, Netflix is not.
I can pay for Netflix.
Yeah, man, that whole, like, I watch like videos and people talk about their whole structure. On paper looks great, but they're not letting people know how many people are watching the shows, and that's a huge problem.
Yeah. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, truly, man. It's crazy. And there's UFOs and aliens now, and no one's talking about it. It's so funny because the government was always like, there's no aliens, no UFOs.
Yeah.
And then people were like, yes, there is. And the government's like, actually, there are. And then they're like, and we're like, no, it's not.
Well, it's a last-ditch effort on the government. The government always decides to tell us there's aliens or whatever when things are going bad. So when we're getting loud, like, what's up with inflation and all these prices and why we can't afford to live here? They're like, hey, I hear you, but you know we have aliens.
Look up in the sky. They're like, no, don't look down here. Don't look up. Look up.
It's like, oh, nobody gives it. Like, the millennials have gone through too much to give a shit about aliens right now. One, we always expected it anyway. Right. But like all the things that we've seen in our lifetime between 9/11 and, you know, pandemics and different presidencies and the internet and yada yada, you know, them saying, oh, we have aliens, we're like, okay, well, do they have ice because it's hot? Like, this whole world is melting, and where are they going to live? Because we can't afford to be here, so I know they can't afford to be here.
Exactly.
So,
it's wild. Let's get to the light, and then we can turn back.
Yeah.
It's getting hot, dude.
It is.
I should not have worn jeans today.
Oh, yeah, you made a mistake, bro. I just realized this.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm not in my best Talkie Walkie.
Yeah.
I can't even speak outfit, but
yeah,
feels good to be outside though.
Yeah, it's just muggy. That's all.
It's muggy, humid, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Whew. I'm working for it. Working for it. So yeah, hopefully the strike will be over this year. I always heard people be like, oh, Christmas, it'll be done by Christmas. But now I'm hearing spring 2024. Who knows?
That might be true though, because like the thing is, the whole business kind of goes cold, no pun intended, around Christmas. Like after Thanksgiving, Hollywood doesn't want to do anything. They're like, all right,
you think like the Senate takes a lot of breaks?
Right, yeah.
Or Congress. It is Hollywood.
Yeah. Like after you know, when the holidays come around, they're like, all right, we're gonna go home to our families and all that kind of stuff and chill. Big turnaround. Yeah, so it might be spring 2024.
Wow.
I didn't even think about that aspect of the.
Now, were you writing on the show when the strike happened?
No, I wasn't. I was in the process of trying to sell one.
Yeah.
And then, also you're always like submitting to write for shows and stuff like that. So, I had submitted some packets and things that I was proud of and was hoping to hear back from. But
what shows have you written on besides the sketch show with 50 Cent?
The Tonight Show. That was
that's a good one.
Yeah. So I wrote for that show and the Tonight Show, and then like a couple other like smaller like reality shows, because surprise reality shows are not real.
Yeah. What?
They take writers that come up with these ideas for these.
What was it like working on the Tonight Show?
It was good. It's it's like being thrown in the fire, because it was something I wasn't expecting to do at all.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like my dream to come up here and be a writer.
Right.
Writing just kind of happened for me.
A lot of people, though, like that routine.
Yeah.
And that health insurance and that paycheck, and then you can go do spots at night.
For sure. There's some comics where it's like that's their dream, is to become a writer. They're like, oh, like I want to move here or whatever, like, get my stand-up popping, and then I want to write. But that was like never even like on my radar of things to do. It wasn't until I got like my first management that they were like, do you want to submit a packet to write for late night? And I was like, what is that? And but the Tonight Show was good. Jimmy was cool. I think it helped that I performed on the show. Yeah. And the set went well enough that they
you got a standing ovation.
Yeah, I got
that's amazing, dude.
And it went well enough that they considered me to write for the show and brought me in. But yeah, I used to sit next to Jimmy like every day. Yeah. During the like rehearsals and monologue like meetings and all that kind of stuff. But it becomes like clear that in these environments for this show, there is a hierarchy to it.
Oh, of course.
It's not just so much, I wrote a joke and it's gonna get on TV. There's 3 guys that kind of put together the monologue itself. And they're gonna put their jokes as priority above anybody else's, because they want their jobs to stay secure.
Right.
So then after that, it's just whoever else falls into place. Like after they get their 3 prioritized things going on, then it's like the rest of us writers are like, okay, well now we'll pick one from here and one from here, maybe one from here.
And then does Jimmy Fallon or the rest of the staff know whose jokes made it into the monologue? Yeah,
they do. Like,
so it's kind of competitive.
Yeah, Jimmy definitely knows. I mean, I'm not sure he's like keeping tabs on it every day. Right. But, he reads those jokes.
Oh, so he reads the jokes you write when to submit for the monologue?
Yeah.
And does he have any say in what gets in?
Yeah, he definitely will. So like, we'll write a batch of them and submit them to him or whatever, and then he'll kind of pick from those. So it's like, he'll sometimes directly pick like, oh, this was Jordan's joke, or, Marcus's joke or whatever. I'm gonna pick this one and this one, and then so on and so forth. So it's kind of nerve-wracking in that sense, because you're sending your creative work directly to the boss and hoping that they like it. And every day is just kind of a test of, are you worthy of being here, really?
Right, yeah, because that seems terrifying.
Yeah. It's like you hope to get a joke on every day, or like, getting one joke on is a big relief.
Yeah, I bet like if you have a joke on that gets on a Monday and it's a good joke, you're probably like, can breathe a sigh of relief for the rest of the week, right?
Yeah, but still it's like, all right, well, if I don't get one on Tuesday, I better get one on Wednesday.
Okay. So what was like, how many jokes a week would you get on, would you say?
I don't know. It varied. Sometimes it'd be like, all right, I got, because you're 4 on this week. Sometimes it's like, I got 1 on this week. And you're like, shit.
You also have to remember you're not writing for your voice.
Right.
You're writing for Jimmy Fallon's voice.
Right, which is tough because, he's a guy that doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. Yeah. At the time when I was working there, it was, it was a lot going on in the world.
Was this 2016?
This was, no, this was after that. This was 2018, 2019 or something like that. So, there's a lot going on during that time.
Absolutely.
And
he seems to be leaning, like he was very moderate.
Yeah.
But now he seems to lean a little bit more left.
Yeah. He used to be, because his whole thing is like, I just want to, make people smile and laugh before they go to bed, which is totally fine. That's why I was a big fan of him before, I started working there. And not that I'm not a fan of him now, but
of course,
just when I was growing up and watching any late night, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is just a fun time.
Yeah.
But when things, when all the news got so crazy like it did, it's hard not to at least address some of it.
Right. Yeah. Especially when you have, when you have advertisers too, you have to worry about.
Yeah. So there would be times where it's like, okay, this is obviously the story we're going to talk about today. This thing happened in the White House, and indictment, blah, blah, blah. And then we come here and write jokes about it, and then we wouldn't say anything about it really, or like only touch on it like for a half a second. It's like, all right, well, why am I writing about the new chalupa at Taco Bell? Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like,
there's a new chalupa?
You're right.
Dang. Is this the one that comes with the side of queso?
Right. Yeah. So it's very tough because you're just kind of on your own to figure out what direction you should be writing in. You're kind of just like throwing darts at the board and hoping whatever it is sticks.
So the Jimmy Fallon job, did that end during the pandemic?
Shortly before, I feel like. I worked there for about a year.
Okay, and a lot of times writers won't stay at these jobs for too long because they like to get in fresh writers, and also a lot of writers get burnt out so fast from a gig like that.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's some people that it's like that's what they do for their life.
Right.
Some people get in and it's like they've been there since Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. They've been there 10, 12 years or whatever, and it's like that's what they're gonna do. But especially for like stand-up comics, there's a lot of us that get in, do anywhere from 3 months to a year, and it's like, all right, I did that. Then you move on.
When you were writing these monologue jokes, did your stand-up kind of reflect what you were kind of working on, or did you ever use any of your monologue jokes that Fallon didn't take and put in your act?
Yeah, there was definitely a few, just because there were some things I knew like Jimmy wouldn't be able to touch or say or do, and I would write them still and submit them, but I would look at them and I'm like, man, these are still good jokes. Yeah, and I'd go tell them myself, and some of them ended up in the act.
That's so cool. Yeah. Now, would your family, when you ever had a joke that made it in, because this is what I would do. I would call my parents, tell everyone I knew, listen for this joke. I wrote it. It's in the monologue.
No, it's so funny because like that time's a blur now. I feel like they definitely would check for that, or they'd ask.
I see.
But it's not like it's not like I'd be like, oh, watch tonight because this joke made it in or anything. He used to do the thank you notes.
Yes,
around there.
That was like my favorite. Because I love that one-liner style of.
Yeah. The thank you notes were like so fun. I enjoyed writing those, honestly, and like seeing those get on made me. I enjoyed like getting those on. Yeah. Almost more than anything else. Yeah. Because that
those were so good.
Yeah. Because I was such a fan of that as a kid. Yeah. So like being able to write something and get them on, I was like, yeah. Got a good thank you note on.
That's great. Yeah. Thank you notes.
Yeah.
Would you ever watch the tapings of the show?
Yeah. So, so the tapings start at 5. So, and that's, basically when the workday would end. But yeah, I would stick around for a little bit and watch the tapings, or especially if there was somebody on that I was excited to see.
Oh yeah? Did you ever meet anyone pretty cool that you were a big fan of?
That's the thing. We couldn't meet people.
Really?
Yeah, we couldn't go up and meet them. Sometimes I'd, walk through the hallway and see somebody I fist bump Anderson .Paak or whatever.
Oh, that's sick.
But I would see people for sure, but it's you can't go out your way to be like, hey, I'm a big fan, or take a picture or anything like that, unless you're working with them directly on some type of piece. You're not going to really be able to
And people kind of stick to that,
Oh yeah, because people want their job and their health insurance.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's you don't want to get fired just because you really wanted a picture with The Rock.
Right. The Rock could be worth it.
Yeah, he was there. I saw him there.
Dang, big dude, I bet.
Big dude. Yeah, all of that, because I remember when I was there. This was.
Because you're a wrestling fan too.
Yeah.
We both love wrestling.
Yeah, one of the years it was the year they were. Had Mania at MetLife.
Oh, so the Roman Reigns was there, right?
Yeah, it was everybody. It was Drew.
Yeah.
It was Seth, and I want to say Alexa might have been there, and Carmella.
Shout out to Lexi.
Yeah, and it was a bunch of people, that came through. Like seeing Drew in person, I was like, "Dude,
he's a
big as hell."
Wow.
Yeah, but it was dope, like being able to see that kind of stuff in person. You know.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Or see like, people's late night like performances too.
Oh, other comedian friends of yours.
Other comedians was dope. Like seeing musicians that, I wouldn't have seen otherwise. Or like seeing like a musician's like late night debut as well, where you're like, oh, this person's about to be a star.
Wow.
Like,
anyone you can name that you saw and were
somebody
like,
that's in trouble right now, Lizzo.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Lizzo perform Juice on Fallon, like doing the rehearsal and then doing the actual show.
That's so cool.
And I remember seeing her and I'd be like, oh, she's about to blow up.
And she was all about positive body, positivity,
all that.
All like pro being used, great, and now all these allegations are coming out.
Yep, it's rough.
Nothing's real, man.
Nothing's real, man.
Nothing is real. Next thing you're going to tell me is wrestling's predetermined.
Yeah. Did you watch on
SummerSlam?
Saturday? Yeah.
I watched this last night. I watched a little bit. I had a show, but then I'm in the middle of the Cody Brock Lesnar match. And it's pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, I like the Ricochet Logan Paul match.
Yeah.
That Logan Paul, man, dude, love him or hate him, he can wrestle.
Oh, he can wrestle, and he's exactly like, he's a perfect WWE person, honestly.
He's charismatic.
Yeah, he's charismatic, and it's like you already are irked by him in real life.
Yes.
So
perfect.
He can just lean into that in wrestling, which is the exact place you should do it.
We got to go see wrestling together.
Oh, dude, I'm down.
Next time WWE's in town, I'll get the tickets. I got a good hookup, and we will go, and it is so fun.
Yeah,
it's way more fun when the tickets are free. So.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But even if we have to pay, it'll still be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out how I can get to, because Mania is in Philly, which is only 2 hours away. So I'm trying to figure out a way to go. Let's go, dude.
I want to go to Philly.
Yeah.
Well, my friend who's a professional wrestler is having a baby in December.
Oh, wow.
So, but maybe that means Mania return.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
Who knows?
Cool. Yeah.
We'll see. But I also really enjoy going to a lot of the indie shows.
You're right.
Like WrestlePro in New Jersey is a great promotion.
Right.
And they get great guys come through.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been to an indie one in like...
Oh, they're so fun because you can sit so close, and it's like the wrestlers kind of just mingle and hang out.
Right.
But it's a good time.
It's a great time. I try to, it's so funny because sometimes I'll have people with me, like I had a friend in town this past weekend. So I was performing at Gotham, but the manager there also loves wrestling.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I brought my laptop and hooked it up to the TV. So, we could watch SummerSlam.
Wait, was James there too?
James was there.
Because he was telling me, I was watching the green room at Gotham. I was like, what? They were showing it in the green room?
Yeah, James was there. So I bring the hookup for it.
That's amazing.
But my friend that was with me, they were like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna be here watching wrestling with you. But by the end of it, they were like, this is great. They're like, I'm really into this. I did not expect to be so into this.
Before and I know we're losing people who don't watch wrestling, but just hear me out, because the storytelling aspect of it is mind blowing. The Bloodline, first of all, I haven't gotten to that match yet.
Yeah.
But the story, the video, the package before the Lesnar Cody match was like set to music, and it was just like beautiful storytelling. And I know we're gonna get a lot of shit for this, but listen.
Yeah. They're great at like promoting a fight. Like even if you didn't watch, week to week, you would see the like.
And I don't watch week to week.
But you can still watch like the 3 to 4 minute video package and be like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah. Like, it's like all the highlights of like the feud.
It's so fun.
It's about to be dope.
Because they do what they're focusing on now, which I'm a huge fan of, is this like long term, like. They'll do like these little, like sometimes they have little programs where like I feud with Jourdain for like 2 weeks, and then it's squashed and it's done. I'm moving on to someone else. But now they're doing like these really like year-long storylines.
Yeah, it's like real television, like straight up television, where it's like, oh yeah, this storyline takes a while to go. It's not now. It's like our Grey's Anatomy.
Absolutely, yeah. Now here's a question: would you ever write for the WWE?
That's a hard one. Maybe. I don't know. I hear mixed things about it.
I think it would be fun to try for a couple months, just because like I hear it's such a grind, and it's just terrible hours.
Yes.
But now that Vince is like semi-gone, it might be easier.
Maybe so.
It might be.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to try it out, and then just also be there and like be a part of it. I would write for it for the 4 months before and after Mania, so I could just go to Mania.
Yes, totally.
and then be out, be like, all right, I did it.
It would be fun. I think you have to sign a bunch of NDAs.
Oh yeah.
But it would be a good experience just to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, why
Although
not?
it might completely destroy your love for the business as well.
Maybe so.
Who knows?
Sometimes it does do that when you get too close.
That is true. That is true. What would people be surprised to know about you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Was there something that you like that might throw people off? Collect anything?
Wrestling always does surprise people that, I like that. Taught myself guitar in pandemic. That was
that's
fun.
cool.
Yeah, that's become like a new
What can you
obsession.
play?
I can play stuff like, I don't know, like Blackbird and, the Beatles song or whatever, and like some John Mayer stuff here
sick.
and there.
Dude,
like,
I taught myself guitar when I was working on cruise ships because I get so freaking bored.
Right, yeah.
And I learned like Green Day.
Right, yeah.
Like it's one of the easier songs. Good riddance.
Yeah, it's a fun hobby for sure. I play like some funk stuff or whatever. But yeah, it's a nice way to have like some creative downtime outside of stand-up comedy,
Yeah, absolutely. You're a big music guy, right?
Yeah.
Like you collect vinyl?
I do. Yeah, I have like over 100 records.
Whoa.
In my house. I just bought yesterday. I picked up the Jacksons' Destiny album and then Aretha Franklin's Young, Gifted, and Black.
All like first pressings?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow. Actually the Jacksons' pressing was a promo copy.
Whoa.
So it was like not even for sale.
What do you get them on eBay or like where do you get these?
No, I was just in the record store digging.
And they just, was it like, how much is a record like that? I wouldn't even know.
That was only like $15.
So they might not have known what they had kind of thing?
No, they definitely knew. They definitely knew. But
it seems like you could get a lot more for that if you sold it.
Yeah, I think it was like out of like a DJ's collection or whatever, but it was still in like good shape. But it's also fun like having vinyl and like finding little touches in there that you wouldn't have like from just streaming it or whatever. Like there was a cool like photo inside of it of the Jacksons.
I miss that. I miss having like a hard copy of stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good because I don't like clutter and I just collect stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do miss that.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I don't like. I'm the same way. It's like I don't want to have like too much stuff around. But vinyl, for whatever reason, I was like, oh, this will be a fun. Once I moved to Brooklyn, I was like, well, I can't live in Brooklyn and not have a vinyl
they'll
collection
kick you out of Brooklyn
and a record player. It's like that's like having a visa here.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, like anything else, like video game wise or whatever, it's like all digital. I don't want to have copies of it around. Yeah. But it's just fun to have like a record. It's like a whole ritual to do it. Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. Such a nice area here, Flatbush.
Yeah, it's a nice part of town. It's a good day.
Yeah, it's beautiful out. Do you have spots tonight?
No, I'm off tonight.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I got one long set at New York Comedy Club.
Yeah.
30 minutes. I'm opening for Norman.
Oh, cool.
So
nice.
And
is he doing like a resident or like Mark Norman test out new jokes kind of deal?
He's kind of working on his new hour.
Okay.
So I was with him on the road last week and it's really coming together quite nicely.
Yeah.
But he just put out a Netflix special, so he's got like 25 minutes of really gold, like polished, doesn't need any more work, and then like the last 30, I guess he's just kind of figuring out. But it's a process. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Joey Fatone's coming tonight.
Really?
Yeah, he messaged me. He's like, hey, I'm gonna be in the city on Monday. You performing anywhere?
Oh wow.
I'm like, yeah, dude, come check me out.
My friend and I went down a old like music video rabbit hole this past weekend, and some of it included NSYNC.
Oh, I love that. Which one did you watch?
A bunch of them, honestly.
Oh, okay.
We watched
Pop was funny because Joey Fatone, this is fun, in the Pop music video, while filming that, injured his leg.
Oh, really?
And so their choreographer vaguely, Wade Robson, vaguely looked like Joey Fatone. So he's in all the group shots.
No way.
Yep. So if you rewatch that, all the group shots where they're dancing, if you pause it, it's not Joey Fatone in the music video.
Oh,
but they do close-up shots of him, but he's sitting down because he couldn't walk.
Oh, that's right. He was sitting down in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's, we were having an argument over Backstreet versus NSYNC.
Okay, and who won?
I mean, for me, I'm NSYNC.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I do like the Backstreet Boys though too.
Yeah, but I think NSYNC has bigger videos, you know, more like memorable videos. You know,
I mean, you really can't beat that No Strings Attached album.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a
banger.
classic. Yeah,
it's a banger.
So I was like, you don't know one Backstreet Boy dance move, like.
Right, you don't. You really don't. Yeah. They didn't have the dancing down like NSYNC did.
It is funny though to go back and watch some of those videos and see like choreography then compared to today.
Oh yeah.
Because now, you know, these kids on TikTok.
Well, you can't compare them with like the Korean kids. Those like K-pop guys can dance like.
Of course.
Like insane. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you see it now. I'm just like, dang, y'all can't keep up with today's standards. People will be pulling out incredible choreography just in their living room.
Have you ever gone back and watched Julia Stiles and Save the Last Dance? Because that like cool like hip hop dance break she did is awful. If you watch it now, you're like, what is she doing?
Right. Yeah. That's why Scary Movie 2 made fun of it so hard.
That's right, they did. But even still, it's still fun to look back. Like, oh my God,
right.
It's cringy.
Yeah.
Speaking of cringe,
it's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad. So Jordan, what are you working on now?
Just these jokes, man. I'm putting up, you know, as much as I can online. I'm actually going to release the album that I recorded and released in 2020. I never released the video footage of it.
Oh, wow.
You know, like the video special of it. So I'm going to put that up on YouTube soon.
Nice.
And other than that, I'm just, you know, touring as usual. You know, coming to Austin and Houston and Philly and Seattle and all these places, so it's going to be a good time. You know?
Well, make sure to check Jourdain out on the road at Jourdain Fisher.
Yes, sir.
You got to spell it.
Yeah, it's JOURDAIN FISHER.
That's right. Yeah. Don't miss your chance to see him on the road. He's hilarious, extremely funny, a cool dude. Yeah. Jourdain, thanks so much for doing this.
Man.
Talkie Walkie.